I'm Dave Bolton and I'm the founder of Ahead of the Game. On May the 1st, 2014, I suffered a 50-minute grand mal nocturnal seizure. I had an astrocytoma, which was found out to be a grade 2 tennis ball-sized tumour in the front hemisphere of my brain. 6 weeks later, I attended World Neurological Hospital where I had a debulking and craniotomy. Surgery only lasted 4 hours. I was up speaking after 3 hours and I was discharged within 3 days. I got my life back on track, working as a strength and conditioning coach, and began working with professional sports teams, sports stars. I even worked with England Rugby. Life was going great. Unfortunately, at a routine scan, it was shown and presented to me that another tumour had been seen in the central hemisphere of the brain. The difference this time was they knew it was high grade. So I had a decision to make. Do I want to spend the next 6 to 8 months going through radiotherapy, chemotherapy, getting sicker and sicker just to die at the end of it, having no real quality of life? Or did I want to spend the next 3 months living the best life I can, surrounding myself with people I love the most, experiencing life and making memories, more importantly, for my kids? It's hard to get across to people what it's like to be told you have 3 months to live, those emotions, because you always think it happens in movies and anything, but when it's there and it's you don't know how to act. I just remember being sat there just looking at them going, okay, yeah, okay. And everyone's like looking at you to see how you're going to react. And then in my head, I just didn't feel it was real. From scan to surgery, the tumour had doubled in size. It was later transpired that I had a glioblastoma multiforme, IDH, the wild type, one of the most aggressive kinds you can get. And I just thought I'd accept the treatment and just tackle it 360 degrees to give myself the best possible chance to get to 18 months, to get to that end, to then have much more time with my family. Surgery took a lot longer. I spent a night in the intensive care unit, 2 days in the high dependency unit. It took, to get out of hospital, 2 weeks to get on top of the pain. I was on morphine. It was such a traumatic experience. I had to go through what they call the standard gold treatment, which is dual radiotherapy with chemotherapy. So I'd have my chemotherapy 20 minutes at Clatterbridge Hospital before I had radiotherapy. And at that point, I didn't think I was going to live. I didn't, but I thought, if 6 to 8 months is the average, I've never been average at anything. And I'm not going to start. And I basically got my diet right, my exercise, nutrition, supplementation, formed good habits, sleep patterns. But recovery was hard. Each scan got better and got better. I went back to applying my trade as a strength and conditioning coach. For those who don't know, a glioblastoma is the world's biggest killer of under 40s in children and adults. The average life expectancy for a glioblastoma patient is 12 to 18 months. But in fact, only 25% of people get past a year. Only 5% get to 5 years. And where I am now currently, 7 years in, only 2% of the world population gets that far. There is a massive lack of funding when it comes to brain tumours. The net spend for brain tumours from cancer research is 1%. And if we were to carry on funding level that we've got at the moment, it'd take us 100 years to get to the level where breast cancer is. For me, that's not acceptable. People don't have that time. So much so, got myself qualified as a level 4 cancer rehabilitation and prehabilitation specialist, so I can work alongside oncologists, physiotherapists, doctors. I've worked with about 10 people now, and it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done because I'm giving them their quality of life back. Where they come in, I have to do an assessments with them, I have to research the treatment they've been on. A 1 hour consultation is 6 to 7 hours of work for me that I do for free. And what I am seeing is not only that I'm giving their quality of life, but their mental health is improving. They want to get engaged again with society because a lot of cancer patients hide themselves away, and it's about exposing them to life again and giving them back that life that they once had. By starting ahead of the game, it allows me to access further opportunities for funding. This will allow me to employ cancer rehabilitation specialist qualified coaches to my standard to be able to help a wider range of cancer patients and their families, to giving them support. So one of my long-term goals is to have a centre specifically for Ahead of the Game. Now, exercise inhibits cancer growth by up to 60% in certain cancers. Chemotherapy is only 30%. So it makes sense, why aren't we prescribing exercise as a treatment or to work alongside treatment? By using the centre, we can apply this to cancer patients. I know how hard it is. It was a lot of struggle and strain on the family. The last thing they want to be doing is paying for a rehabilitation coach. Starting Ahead of the Game Foundation, that's going to allow me to access more funding, but also donations from the public to allow me to carry on the work that I currently do for free, but not only that, to help a wider reach of our community who are suffering with cancer, because at the moment there are over 12,000 people on the world alone who are suffering and are affected by cancer, and I want to help reduce that as best I can.